Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I know you've heard from me before, and I'm going to try to make this quick. I know we got some special guests today that we definitely want to get them out of here on time. First of all, who is here for the first time at Thudgate? How many people here are friends or family of players or cadets? Let me tell you something. Thudgate is about you. We started this 11 years ago with 6 of us in the back of a car. And we grew not because we wanted to, but because we found like-minded people that believed in the same things that we did, and we thank you for doing that. Thudgate is a simple thing. It's a combination of our heritage. It takes the F-105 Thunder Chief, nicknamed the Thud, we put it together with Tailgate, and we got Thudgate. Seems simple, but that's what it's about. My cohort in crime, as he already said, Mike Simler. His dad was General George Simler, second athletic director here at the Academy. Today is a small game. It's the first leg of the Commanders-in-Chief Trophy. Is that correct? If you did not know it, Mike's dad was the person that came up with the concept into fruition to have the Commanders-in-Chief Trophy be what it is today. So that's the heritage that we bring to Thudgate. I want to thank you for letting us be here today. We're going to do a little bit more involved than we normally do. I'm going to give some introductions here momentarily. Then we're going to have a special person talk for a second. Then we're going to have the roll call. The roll call is something we started in grade school, right? Saying, hey, we're here, we're there. We went on to the military to say, is your unit present? Now we use it just like we do with the missing man formation, and we do with the third verse, to honor all of those that have gone before us in service of our country. At that point in time, when I call for the staff sergeant to come forward, I ask everybody please to remove your hats. After that, we have a very, very special presentation. Our most distinguished guest that we have here today is the Chapman family. We welcome you, and you will be introduced a little bit later on by Mike. So, as we move on, I do want to say thank you so very much for special people being here today. We have the former superintendent, Lieutenant General Mike Gould, is here with us today and will participate in our ceremony. We have General Goldfein, Chief of Staff of our United States Air Force. We have the Honorable Secretary of the Air Force, Deborah James. This tells you that this is not just about coming together and rooting at a football game. It's about our Air Force heritage. I'll talk more about the roll call here momentarily. Sir? General Goldfein.
Thanks, and thanks everybody for so much for being here. You know, this is about the long blue line. And as part of that long blue line, I want to make sure that we also recognize the fact that our former Chief of Staff of the Air Force, General Mark Welsh and Betty, are here today. I was a young cadet, freshman, sophomore, standing on the terrazzo, and we were doing a roll call as part of homecoming. And they had gone out beforehand and they'd asked for a few of us to volunteer to stand for and answer for those who we'd lost in the year prior. And for those of you who all remember that ceremony, a name would be called out, and then someone from that individual squadron would answer, "Absent, sir." And so I got to do that for a member of the class of '63. And so as part of that, you got to get the bio and learn a little bit about that individual. And that had a profound effect on me as a young cadet, because it was the first time I truly understood what this long blue line is all about. And what I recognized as I walked back to my room is that someday someone will stand and call out our name, each of us that are part of the long blue line. Some cadet will stand for us, just as we stand for others like John Chapman. So for the team that pulled this all together, thank you. This is what the long blue line is all about, and this is what the soul of the Air Force is all about. Thank you.
If you all please remove your hats. Staff Sergeant, front and center. Staff Sergeant, roll call.
First Lieutenant Soderberg! Here, sir! Chief Master Sergeant LaMonica! Here, Sergeant! Master Sergeant McCreary! Here, Sergeant! Tech Sergeant Knight! Here's that, Sergeant! Tech Sergeant Chapman! Tech Sergeant John Chapman! Tech Sergeant John A. Chapman! Tech Sergeant John A. Chapman, killed in action, 24 March 2002, Gardez, Afghanistan.
The President of the United States takes pride in presenting the Air Force Cross posthumously to John Chapman, Tech Sergeant, U.S. Air Force, for services as set forth in the following. Citation: the President of the United States of America, authorized by Title 10, Section 8742 U.S. Code, awards the Air Force Cross to Tech Sergeant John Chapman for extraordinary heroism in the military operation against an armed enemy of the United States as a 24th Special Tactics Squadron combat controller in the vicinity of Gardez in the eastern highlands of Afghanistan on 4 March 2002. On this date, during his helicopter insertion for a reconnaissance and time-sensitive targeting close air support mission, Sergeant Chapman's aircraft came under heavy machine gun fire and received a direct hit from a rocket-propelled grenade, which caused a United States Navy SEAL team member to fall from the aircraft. Though heavily damaged, the aircraft egressed the area and made an emergency landing 7 kilometers away. Once on the ground, Sergeant Chapman established communication with an AC-130 gunship to ensure the area was secure while providing close air support coverage for the entire team. He then directed the gunship to begin the search for the missing team member. He requested, coordinated, and controlled the helicopter that extracted the stranded team and aircrew members. These actions limited the exposure of the aircrew and team to hostile fire. Without regard for his own life, Sergeant Chapman volunteered to rescue his missing team members from an enemy stronghold. Shortly after insertion, the team made contact with the enemy. Sergeant Chapman engaged and killed 2 enemy personnel. He continued to advance, reaching the enemy position, then engaged a second enemy position, a dug-in machine gun nest. At this time, the rescue team came under effective enemy fire from 3 directions. From close range, he exchanged fire with the enemy from minimal personnel cover until he succumbed to multiple wounds. His engagement and destruction of the first enemy position and advancement on the second position enabled his team to move to cover and break enemy contact. In his own words, his Navy SEAL team leader credits Sergeant Chapman unequivocally with saving the lives of the entire rescue team. Through his extraordinary heroism, superb airmanship, aggressiveness in the face of the enemy, and the dedication to the service of his country, Sergeant Chapman reflects the highest credit upon himself and the United States Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mike Simler, and I am the son of an Air Force fighter pilot. John's father, Gene Chapman, once commented to him that he and those that served with him were heroes. The response that he received was this: "No, we are not heroes. We are highly trained and skilled forces to do the jobs others are not trained to do. No matter what happens to me or any of my team, We are just doing our job. I'll take the liberty to speak for John in saying that he would likely tell us the honor and title of hero should be reserved for his family who is right here. I would also say that there's no doubt in my mind that he would place that title on his teammates, especially Navy SEAL Petty Officer First Class Neil Roberts. You might ask yourself, where does this nation find these incredible warriors who with no hesitancy place service before self? And if John was physically here to answer, I'm absolutely confident that he'd point to that stadium and he would tell you, you'll find them there. They wear blue and silver. They wear navy blue and gold. I now ask you to raise your glasses in a salute to Sergeant John A. Chapman. And when we're done with this, I want to hear the loudest "Go Air Force." So when I raise my glass, I give the down the hatch. After that, it's a loud "Go Air Force." Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, band. Could we join us in singing "God Bless America"?